Hi everyone, welcome back to Yoga Magnificat with Nathia, and we're going to do a beginner-friendly Hatha yoga. So grab your mat, grab a block and maybe a strap, and we'll get started right away. So come to the top of your mat. We're going to get started in mountain pose. Feet about hip width apart. Stand nice and tall with the arms just by your sides. Roll your shoulders up and down so they lower towards the floor. Take a deep breath in and let go, exhaling slowly. Continue breathing, noticing the floor beneath you, giving you rise to lengthen through the spine. And as you exhale, think about letting go of all grip and tension in your body. Any stress you're feeling, frustration, let it all go with your breath. Feel that firm ground beneath your feet. Let yourself feel strong as you stand against that ground. And then feel free to open your eyes softly. We'll sweep the arms up and back, joining the palms. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Inhale, release again, sweep the arms up. And exhale, thumbs to the heart. One more time, inhale, we'll sweep the arms, look up at your thumbs, take a little mini back bend. So look up at your ceiling, take a deep breath through the sides of your body. Exhale, draw the hands down the center line of your body as you bring your hands down to the floor or behind your calves, pressing your body closer in. Inhale and exhale, staying here. On your next inhale, press your hands on your shins or your thighs, lengthen like a number 7. Bend your knees, press into your feet and come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale one more time, sweep the arms all the way up, looking at your thumbs, and exhale, dive it down. Inhale for your halfway lift. Hands can come to your shins or your thighs, get nice and long, straight through the legs. Bend your knees, come all the way up, hands to heart. Now if you've been sitting at a desk for a while, we're going to do a little bit of stretching for the spine. So let's interlace the fingers. Press the palms away and up, getting nice and long. So push down into your feet, press into your palms and lift up. As you exhale, firm up your thighs and bend to the right. Stay here for an inhale, looking up perhaps at your left bicep. Exhale, staying here again. Next inhale, come up. Get nice and long. Exhale, bend to the left. As you inhale, firm up through your feet. Turn and look up at your right arm. Exhaling, staying here. One more cycle of breath. Exhale to empty, come all the way back up and release those arms. Give your shoulders a round shrug. And let's go the other direction. So just drawing some circles with those shoulders, freeing up space around the chest, the upper back, and release. All right, from here we'll begin lifting the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. We're going to come into our first sun salutation today. Inhale for your halfway lift, can be on floor, shins, or thighs, just as we did before. And then bend your knees, sink your hands down, and step one foot at a time back to your plank or modified plank by placing your knees on the floor. And notice that I'm forward enough that my bottom is not poking back on top of my knees, but that I'm forward. Your core is engaged. Now, squeeze your elbows towards each other as though you're holding a watermelon between your arms, and then slowly lower your belly, then your chest, and untuck your toes. Keep your hands by your shoulders. As you inhale, press up for a baby cobra. So barely pushing into your hands, keep your shoulders back and lift your chest off the floor. Plug your toes down and squeeze through your thighs and your glutes. Exhale, lower down. Keep your hands where they are. Tuck your toes, come up to your modified plank or full plank in order to come into downward facing dog. So we'll press those toes down, lift the hips and look back at the toes as we come into a very piked inverted V position. So from here, again, keeping a little bit of that squeeze for that invisible watermelon between the elbows, push your head back between your arms, press your heels down, keep those hips uplifted fairly high. And then feel free to pedal out your feet. So alternate pushing one heel down and then the next. Look back at your big toes. So you're keeping your neck soft. Work out any kinks here that you're feeling in the back of your body. Press your heels down, bend your knees, look forward, take one foot up at a time into our forward bend position. Take a little bow. Knees can be bent and soft. Inhale, get nice and long, feel that length through the crown of your head. Bend your knees, press down, and come all the way up to your mountain pose, starting position. Feel that strength in your feet, the warmth gradually building in your body. And then we'll continue. We'll do a couple more like this, and you can add on some different variations. If you want to make it harder, you want to keep it simple like we just did, please go ahead. So from mountain pose, inhale to sweep those arms up. Exhale, flow down. Take a bow, let everything go through those fingertips. Inhale for your halfway lift. So hands can be on the floor, shins or thighs. Bend your knees and place the fingertips down. Walk one foot back and then the other, coming to plank or modified plank. So I'm going to show you what it's like to come through from plank position. I'm going to stay here, and I'm going to think about then lowering my knees, bending my elbows, and then maybe lowering down one at a time. Keep the hands where they are. Come to your baby cobra. So just barely lifting the chest off the ground, you're going to open through your chest and strengthen up your back muscles. Really great for when you've been sitting a lot. Exhale, come down, tuck your toes, squeeze those elbows close to your body, and push your way back up into your modified or full plank. Press those knees straight, lifting your hips up. Press your heels down, and then the head between the biceps. Big breath in, big breath out. Sink into those heels. Bend your knees, look forward. Take it one foot up at a time to your forward bend. Take a little fall forward. Inhale for your halfway lift, hands on shins or thighs. Bend those knees, come all the way up to your high mountain pose, drawing the hands down to the chest. Take another inhale and another exhale. This time starting again, one more sun salutation, bring the hands up. Bring the hands down through center, falling forward. Inhale for your halfway lift, so get nice and long to the crown of your head. Exhale, bend your knees, step one foot back at a time into your plank or modified. Now if you want to come all the way down through your plank, you would bend your knees and come down kind of like an elevator in one piece. And then untuck your toes. Inhale, come to your baby cobra. Gently peel the chest off. Feel the blood kind of warming up through your spinal muscles. Exhale, lower. Tuck your toes. Come back through your modified or full plank to downward facing dog. Squeeze it back. Take that big breath in. Slope those hips up high. Relax the head and look back at your big toes. Bend your knees, look forward, step it back to the top, come to your forward bend, taking a bow. Deep breath in, and a deep breath out, just lingering here for a couple more breaths long. One more inhale, one more exhale. Inhale, come for a halfway lift. Bend the knees, come all the way back up. Hands to heart. Take a moment here, getting nice and tall. Settle out your breath. Feel the warmth building up in your body. Feel free to grab a drink or a break whenever you need to. And then from here, we're going to continue on. So remain at the top of your mat. We're going to start by placing the feet close together and coming to chair pose. So we'll start with the arms up. Exhale, draw that line down the center of the body, coming into your forward bend, this time with the feet together. Inhale for a halfway lift. See if you can keep your fingertips on the floor, or you can use a block. You can always have a block to help you find some length. And then bend your knees. Look forward, present your chest open, and then inhale to lift those arms to frame the face. Take a deep breath. Deep breath out. This time, bring the hands right in front of you like a rocket. Take the right hand and peel it open to the back of the room, looking to the right. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out, sink down a little more. Right hand comes forward. Inhale, exhale. This time, left hand opens to the back. Take a look to the left. Squeeze the knees together. Bring the left hand forward. Bring the hands to heart. This time, inhale to sweep the arms up, standing tall. Exhale, hands to heart. Separate the feet about hip distance apart and find somewhere to stare at in front of you. We're going to take a step back with our left foot, and that's going to require a little bit of balance. So staring at a spot in front of you can really help with that. Start with the hands together in prayer position, and then bending the knees, making them a little bit soft. Step the left foot back as many steps as you need to come into your lunge position. So your right knee is tracking on top of that ankle, and your back toes are on the floor, and you can see my heel is up. Try to keep that heel up in order to engage your muscles, and it offsets your balance a little bit, so that's what's going to happen here is you're going to have to control it and teach your muscles to do that. So looking forward, past your fingertips, lift those shoulders up and back, drop them away from your ears. Once you're feeling comfortable enough, you can change the hands from the center all the way up to frame the ears. Settle into your lunge position. Big breath in. Big breath out. Hands come back to heart. Open your left toes off to the side, coming into warrior pose. So again, right knee stays the same. It's just your back toes have opened slightly to the long edge of your mat. The heel is landed and you're pushing against the edge of your foot. And then bring your knees to press to the pinky sides of your toes and open your arms to the front and back of your mat. Turn your gaze towards your right hand, sinking into your lunge. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Good, just opening up through this left hip. You want that hip to open up and back, just like it's feeling your left heel and edge of foot pushing against that mat and visible wall. You're having that same rotation opening up through that hip. Now let's bring it forward. So reach forward and set your right elbow down onto your thigh. Take your left hand, open up the palm, and then begin to open that hand forward, and then draw a nice big circle down and around. Inhale, look up at your hand. Exhale, look forward, and then follow your gaze with your moving hand. That way you are rotating your chest along with the movement of your arm, freeing up some space around the rib cage, the obliques, and the side of your hip. Nice and slow. Keep pushing through the left edge of that foot. Left edge of the left foot. Let's do one more sweep. Good, you're probably feeling that right thigh burning a little bit. Bring that left hand overhead and just hold it there. Now, if you prefer to have the hand up and slightly back, you can as well. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Slowly come back up. Let's reverse, taking the right hand up, left hand down. You're going to move back in space. Take a deep breath and open through the whole right side of your rib cage, keeping that left leg pushing against that invisible wall against the side of that foot. Breathing in, breathing out. Nice big stretch for the body. Come back. We're going to straighten the legs, turn the toes forward. Hands come to heart. Now the toes are going to point slightly out in a V away from each other. And you're going to have enough space between the feet so that you have enough space to bend into a side lunge called Skandasana to the back of your mat. So let's start with the left leg. Sink down into your Skandasana. Now you can start here. You can come down a little bit lower, or you can come down all the way down. So if you're feeling a little bit adventuresome, you can definitely come all the way down to the floor. It's a little bit harder. And with the upper body, you want to keep as tall as you can, so you're not hunching forward to the floor. So if you're finding that this is a little bit too challenging, you can definitely just come into a side lunge and hold on to your left thigh. We're going to switch, so straighten that left leg, come to the right side. So you're going to begin to bend the right leg, keep that left leg straight, pushing against the floor. So again, first variation, second variation, third variation. Okay, so whatever suits your fancy today, you go ahead and do whichever modification you like. So we're going to straighten this right leg, come back. One more time, we're going to take Skandasana on the left. I'm going to do the top variation and then come over to the right. All right, this time, keep the toes, this time facing a little bit further away from each other. So they were pointing this way, now I'm trying to get them a little bit further to point the opposite directions. Hands come to heart. I'm going to bend my knees and descend my tailbone down. Now the top of my head and my tailbone are trying to stay together. I'm not trying to lean forward. Trying to keep everything nice and stacked. So try your best to keep yourself from sticking your butt out and leaning forward in a traditional sumo squat. You're trying to keep your upper body tall. Firm up your core, draw the navel back, roll your shoulders down, take a deep breath in, and exhale. Sink down a little lower. Come all the way up. Oh boy. Now you're going to flip your toes to face forward, and we're going to tuck them in a little bit more towards each other and your heels away. Good. And then slowly walk your hands down. Bring your hands to the floor. Walk them back towards the center of where your foot space is, and then lower your head. Get that long stretch to the back of your hamstrings. Take a deep breath. Deep breath out, let everything fall. Relax, release. Slowly come up onto your fingertips. Walk your hands up to your thighs and slowly come up. Heel toe your feet back in towards center. And then we're just going to simply walk back to the top of the mat. So you've guessed it, now you have to do the right side. So standing hip distance apart, look forward, find a place to stare at, hands to heart center. Begin by bending your knees softly, step your right foot back to find your lunge. So again, you want to come onto your toes, plug the toe mound down, and once you're feeling secure, lift your shoulders, stack your head over the heart. And then keep that left knee nice and tracking over that ankle, and again, pushing back through the right toes, and your heel straightens through that right leg. So again, notice that right heel hasn't landed, but I'm trying to straighten my leg by pushing through the heel. Core is drawn in, nice and solid. When you have balance, bring the arms up by the sides of your head, looking forward, looking strong, squeezing those glutes. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Finding that focus. Strength through those legs, power lifting up through the feet, all the way to your fingertips. Take the hands down by your hips. Turn your back toes off to the side and land your heel. And then open your chest to the right and open your hands to the front and back of your mat. And again, don't forget to press your knees to the pinky sides of your toes. Look forward to your left hand. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Finding a little bit of space through that right hip, opening up and back. Let's take our left hand forward and land the elbow on the thigh. Flip the right hand, the palm up, and then begin to draw some circles up overhead, down to the floor, up again. And again, feel free to keep your torso moving a little here. You don't have to just move the shoulder joint. You're going to move through the entire upper body as the arm flows. Breathing in for one half of that circle, exhaling for the other half. Let's do one more. And we'll land with the arm up overhead. Now you can keep it over your ear, pointing in a nice diagonal position, or you can just have it open up, stacking with your left shoulder and bringing it back. Your choice. Legs are strong. Come back to your warrior pose. From here, flip your left hand, this time sending it up to the sky and back. Send your right hand down to your right thigh and open through the left side body. Allow yourself just to tip backwards into this nice open side bend. And then come back. And then from here, we're going to straighten the legs, turn the toes off to the sides in a V. Now, I'm going to face you now because I'd rather face you than have my back towards you. So you stay where you are, and I'm just going to switch because it's the same thing. Now we're going to do our side lunge again. So this time you're going to bend to the back of the room. For you, it's going to be your right leg. So you're going to bend into your right leg. You're going to take your variation. So you can come up high, you can come down a little bit lower, just holding onto that thigh. Or you can come all the way down. Your choice. Lifting up through the upper body. And then straightening through that leg, come over to the other side, bend that leg, come into Skandasana on the left side. Other side, to the right. You might notice that I'm lifting up my opposite foot. You might want to do that too. It's your choice. Makes it a little bit more challenging. Or you can just keep your foot on the ground and challenge yourself right through the quadricep. All right, come all the way back up. This time, turn the toes out again into horse pose. This time, sink down, keep your body tall and upright. Good. This time, we'll add something in the arms. We'll come to cactus arms. Get nice and strong. Here through the upper body, knit your ribcage together. Don't let it pop back, but keep your core in. Dip your right elbow down. Come up. Left elbow down. And come up. Right elbow towards the thigh. Use your obliques, the side waist muscles, to help you back up. Nice and strong and controlled. You've got this. Last one on each side. Last one in this entire series. Come all the way up. Straighten the legs. Turn your toes in towards each other just slightly pigeon-footed. And then from here, come down into your wide angle fold. Drop the hands. Come on down. We're going to take an option here for a twist. So we're going to come up on the fingertips and lengthen like we're doing a halfway lift. Place your left hand underneath your face, so just the fingertips. And then open your right hand up towards the sky. Now you might find that this is too low for you, so you can grab a telephone book or a block to prop your hand underneath and get a little bit higher. That's really your choice. Take your right hand down now underneath the face. Take the left hand up and open it to the left. Nice little twist. Keep the legs strong and straight. And then from here, send both hands down. Walk it down between the feet for one more wide angle fold. Let your head relax and almost let a little bit more weight come into your hands. Tip the hips up a little higher. Breathe into your back. And then slowly come on up about halfway, walk your hands onto those thighs and come all the way up. Whew. Heel toe your feet together. And then from here, we're going to take a seat. So you can come to the long edge of your mat, or you can have a seat onto the short edge like I am, or long edge like I am. We're going to start in butterfly pose. So get yourself comfy. Feel free to grab any straps or blocks if you need any, just in case. Now we're going to start with the feet together, hands around the shins. Loop your shoulders down, take a deep breath in, and then begin to hinge forward, keeping your spine long. You're going to keep your elbows against your inner thighs and just peel your knees down just a tiny bit. Now you decide what feels good for you. Don't feel like you've got to force yourself into any extreme position. And then walk your hands maybe to cup underneath the feet. Get nice and long again. Breathing in. And exhale very slowly. Come forward. At this point, feel free to round your spine and drop your head and shoulders. Come into more of a passive butterfly position. And release any tension you have maybe gripping to the insides of your thighs. Slowly make your way back up. Bring those knees in together, and you're going to straighten the feet out in front of you. We're going to come into a seated twist. So begin by bending the right knee towards your body. You could stay here with the foot on the floor, or you could cross it over. So whichever one feels better to you. We're going to sit up tall. Take the left hand up to the sky. Turn to the right. So you're going to turn towards that bent knee. And then use that top arm to hug that knee into your body as you turn and place the right hand behind you. So hug it in, turn to the right, and sit up nice and tall. And make sure that back hand is pushing down to the floor and not allowing you to lean back. So you're feeling that length, and you're feeling that nice little twist around your spinal muscles. Take a deep breath in. Empty fully out. And maybe choose to turn your head, your gaze, past your right shoulder. Relax your face and jaw. And let the air flow through your rib cage. Slowly unravel, looking forward. Unravel the torso and then the legs. Take the left foot in this time, sitting up tall. We'll reach the right hand up, and then take that same hand, wrap it around the bent knee, turn to that same side, to the left, and plunk your left hand down behind you. Now push your left hand down. Make sure it's pretty close to your back hip, and it's not too far away. Look over to the left. Feel a little bit of rotation, and it increasing with the way you're holding your leg close to your body. Breathe in, expand, and feel and notice the sensations going through your rib cage. If it feels good, continue twisting a little bit more, and maybe invite your gaze past your left shoulder. Again, notice if you're clenching through your face and your jaw. Let everything relax and just let yourself breathe.